Have you ever walked into a room, tripped slightly, and spent the rest of the day cringing at how embarrassed you felt? Certain that everyone noticed? Here's the good news. They probably did not. Welcome to what psychologists call the spotlight effect. A powerful, well-documented illusion where we consistently overestimate how much other people notice us. This phenomenon was first explored by researcher Thomas Gilovich and his team. In one now famous experiment, they had participants wear an embarrassing t-shirt, think something bright, awkward, and hard to miss. The wearers were then asked to estimate how many people noticed it. Unsurprisingly, they thought the number was high. But when researchers checked, far fewer observers have paid attention at all. This same illusion shows up in more subtle ways too. People often think what they say in a group discussion is far more memorable to others than it actually is. But time and again studies show that most of what feels glaring to us barely registers with anyone else. So why does this happen? It starts with how our minds are wired. Each of us lives at the center of our own awareness. We're hyper-attuned to our own thoughts, feelings, and actions. And because everything we do feels intense and immediate, we assume it's equally vivid to everyone else. Psychologists call this an egocentric bias. It's closely tied to a concept known as naive realism. The belief that our personal perspective is a kind of objective truth universally shared. Even though we can take other people's perspective, we often don't do it fully. We remain anchored in our own view, and any attempt to adjust from that anchor is usually incomplete. This is what's known as the anchoring and adjustment heuristic. We start from our heightened self-awareness and try to imagine how others see us. The result? We stay biased toward thinking we are in the spotlight. This pattern is not unique to self-consciousness. It mirrors other cognitive distortions, like the false consensus effect, where we overestimate how many people agree with our opinions. In the spotlight effect, we're projecting our own attention onto others, assuming that they're just as focused on us as we are on ourselves. But here is something we often forget. Most people are way too busy thinking about themselves to notice what we are doing. Their mental bandwidth is already taken up with their own worries, impressions, and self-doubts. So when we mess up, settle on our words, or wear mismatched socks, it's rarely the headline event we imagine it to be. That said, the spotlight effect is not uniform. It gets stronger in certain situations. People who are self-conscious tend to feel it more intensely. That said, the spotlight effect is not uniform. It gets stronger in certain situations. People who are more self-conscious tend to feel it more intensely. This is sometimes called the self as target bias. When social cues like laughter or whispers are ambiguous, we're more likely to think they're about us. Add in social anxiety and the effect can really take hold. Anxious individuals often fear judgment and believe that their inner feelings are visible to everyone, a distortion known as the illusion of transparency. Even the setting plays a role. If something about us stands out, like the coffee stain on our shirt, a strong accent, or being the only beginner in the room full of experts, we're more likely to feel scrutinized. But again, most people are too absorbed in their own experiences to truly notice. Now, here is the kicker. Even though the spotlight effect is an illusion, its consequences are very real. It can stop us from speaking up in meetings, asking questions in class, or taking social risks emotionally. It fuels embarrassment, anxiety, and unnecessary stress. And over time, this can chip away at our confidence and mental well-being. But once you know about the spotlight effect, things change. You begin to realize you're not the main character in everyone's story. In fact, most of the times, you're just a background extra. And that's actually pretty freeing.